Beloved ones, luminous beings of Source, radiant sparks of the eternal flame, welcome. As you arrive in this sacred moment, breathe deeply into the center of your chest. Feel your breath as a wave, entering, expanding, and releasing. With each inhale, you gather yourself back from all the places your energy has wandered. With each exhale, you release the weight of timelines that no longer serve you. This is not an ordinary conversation. This is a transmission across dimensions, a weaving of remembrance into your cells. Allow these words to wash over you, not only with the logic of the mind, but with the resonance of the heart. For within you lives a library of memories, a crystalline archive of every journey your soul has ever taken. And within that library are the maps, the keys to navigating wormholes, repairing crystalline threads, and aligning with the organic timelines of your highest expression. The earth is shifting. You feel it in your bones, in your nervous system, in the subtle tremors of the grid beneath your feet. Solar winds arrive in waves of blue and gold, pulsing with codes that unlock what was hidden. Wormholes open like breathing pores in the fabric of reality, releasing old density and inviting you into new layers of being. The old structures, those birthed in Tara, broken in Lemuria, misused in Atlantis, are rising to the surface for healing. In this space, we will journey together through 10 chambers of remembrance. Each one will reveal to you not only the mechanics of wormholes and crystalline threads, but also how these cosmic truths are directly affecting your healing, your relationships, and your mission as part of the collective awakening. Take another breath. Place your hand on your heart. Let your cells remember. To begin, let us strip away the myths of science fiction. You have been told that wormholes are distant theories, hypothetical bridges that connect one region of space to another. But in truth, wormholes are the living breath of the universe. They are not imagined constructs. They are the very veins through which the lifeblood of Source flows. Imagine the cosmos as a vast body. Just as your body has arteries and veins, carrying oxygen and life force, the universe has luminous rivers of plasma, filaments of light and sound weaving galaxies together. These currents form spirals, vortices, and tunnels of energy that appear to your perception as wormholes, shafts of brilliance that bend time and space. When a soul transitions from one density to another, it does not simply drift into a void. It travels through these passageways, guided by the crystalline threads of its own being. When you leave the body in sleep, when you journey in meditation, when you touch the edge of death and return, you are brushing against these corridors of light. From the perspective of physics, wormholes are described as shortcuts through space-time, hypothetical constructs of geometry. From the perspective of your multidimensional soul, they are bridges of remembrance. They are the places where timelines cross, where probability branches meet, where you can move from one expression of your soul to another. And yet, because your planet exists within a warped and distorted grid, not every wormhole is organic. Some are natural arteries of light, pulsing with the eternal song of Source. Others have been artificially generated by fallen technologies, like those misused in Atlantis, or manipulated through projects in your current timeline. When you feel yourself slip sideways, when the ground feels like it is tilting, when time feels elastic, you may be brushing against one of these wormholes. You have asked, what happens when our threads get caught in a wormhole? When your crystalline filaments brush against a distorted current, the memory it carries can fracture. You may experience déjà vu, lost time, or the sudden recall of a lifetime you did not know you lived. You may feel dizzy, disoriented, or emotionally raw. This is because the wormhole has activated a part of your soul record that was previously sealed. But this is not something to fear. The organic wormholes are guardians of your passage. They open when the collective grid has reached a certain frequency. They allow you to travel across densities not with machines but with the power of your consciousness. They are your natural inheritance as eternal beings. As we move through this ascension window, more and more wormholes are opening between the densities. Some carry light, rivers of crystalline frequency flowing from the higher harmonics into your world. Others release the unresolved shadows of collapsed timelines, allowing the trauma of Tara, Lemuria, and Atlantis to surface for healing. Both are necessary. Both are part of the great rebalancing. Now, beloved ones, let us speak of the threads. Within you, beyond the flesh and bone, lies a vast architecture of light. This is the crystalline lattice of your soul, often called the Kathara grid. It is a living geometry, made of vertical and horizontal filaments that connect you through every dimension of your being. Each thread is a record. It holds not just memory, but resonance, tone, and light codes. It is like a harp string, vibrating with a particular note that corresponds to a lifetime, a timeline, or a soul fragment. When you meditate and feel a subtle pull to a memory that isn't from this life, when you dream of standing in a temple of Lemuria or walking the crystal plains of Arimatina, you are plucking one of those threads. The crystalline threads do not only store memory, they are the orientation system for your consciousness. Imagine traveling across a vast cosmic sea. Without a compass, you could easily lose your way. But your threads are the compass. They tether you to source, to your higher harmonics, and to every version of yourself across time. And here lies a profound truth. When wormholes open, these threads are activated. They vibrate, they hum, they begin to sing. If you are sensitive, you may feel it in your body as tingling, as pressure in your crown or your throat, as waves of heat or chills. You may feel a sudden rush of emotion that has no context in your current life, grief that feels ancient, joy that feels cosmic, or fear that seems irrational. These are the threads delivering the memory of other timelines into your awareness. In Lemuria, you knew how to work with this. You placed your crystalline threads into physical crystals, weaving your soul records into the stone. You knew that crystals are not inert. They are alive, conscious, and resonant. You used them as memory keepers. Some of those crystals still exist, buried deep within the earth or beneath the oceans, waiting to be awakened. When you hold a Lemurian seed crystal in your hand today, you are literally touching the memory bank of your own collective soul. The threads also weave between you and others. This is why you feel soul connections across time, why you recognize someone you've just met, why you and your loved ones, your children, your partners, your soul family, are drawn back together again and again. Your threads are entangled. They carry agreements, lessons, and codes that you have chosen to share. These threads are not shackles. They are pathways. And in this time, they are being rewoven into their original organic pattern. The knots and distortions caused by ancient trauma are unraveling. The false overlays are dissolving. And as your threads realign, you begin to remember not only who you are, but who you came to be with, what you came to anchor, and where you are destined to journey next. Beloved ones, imagine your life as a vast river, not a straight line, but a braided current. At certain points, the river splits into many streams, possibilities of who you might become, choices you might make, futures you might live. Each branch is a timeline, each current a flow of potential reality. Now, see above this river an infinite sky threaded with luminous corridors of light. These are the wormholes, and they are not random. They are intersections of time, probability, and consciousness. When one opens, you are offered a crossing, a chance to step from one current of reality into another. Wormholes act as bridges between probabilities. When a wormhole opens, the crystalline threads within you begin to vibrate in resonance with the frequency of that alternate path. If your field is coherent, if your heart is aligned with your higher purpose, you can feel the pull and choose to step into that alignment. If your field is scattered or filled with fear, the crossing may feel like turbulence, confusion, or even disorientation in your body. This is why, in recent days, so many of you have reported feeling sideways, unsteady, or as if time is slipping. You are literally brushing against the edges of parallel timelines, some of which are dissolving because they belong to distorted grid patterns from past falls. How does a soul jump from one timeline to another? It is not a matter of moving your body through space, but of shifting the frequency of your consciousness. Your crystalline threads act like tuning forks. When you change the resonance of your inner field through intention, emotion, or soul activation, the threads lock onto a different current. The wormhole is the tunnel through which this transition is made. Think of a radio. When you turn the dial, you are not moving the radio itself. You are shifting the frequency to align with a new broadcast. In the same way, when you raise your vibration, clear distortion, or follow your higher guidance, you are turning the dial of your consciousness. The wormhole is the station you pass through, the space between broadcasts, the moment where you are neither here nor there, but everywhere. In the ancient days on Terra and Lemuria, you traveled through wormholes consciously. You used sound and light to open portals that aligned with the natural crystalline grids. These journeys allowed you to connect with star systems, retrieve wisdom, and even seed life across galaxies. But in Atlantis, a distortion occurred. Technologies were created to force open wormholes, tearing at the natural fabric rather than working with it. These artificial rips caused implosions, black hole systems, and timeline inversions. They are the origin of much of the distortion you feel today. Loops of repeating patterns, karmic cycles that seem endless, memories of pain replaying again and again. When your crystalline threads brush against these artificial wormholes, you may feel drained, fragmented, or trapped. But know this, your soul carries the codes to navigate back into the organic currents. Your 12D shield, your intention, your connection to source. All of these act as stabilizers, guiding you through the turbulence. When a wormhole is near, your body often tells you. You may feel a sudden drop in temperature or a wave of heat, pressure in the temples, crown, or base of the skull, a sensation of spinning, tilting, or falling sideways. Time distortions, minutes that feel like hours, or hours that pass in moments. Spontaneous visions of other lifetimes or alternate outcomes. In these moments, do not fear. Breathe. Ground yourself into the Earth's crystalline core. Call forth your highest self to guide your passage. Know that you are moving through a corridor of light, and that your threads are keeping you tethered to source, no matter how the currents may swirl. Now we step into the chamber of memory, beloved ones. This is the place where your crystalline threads carry the story of our ancient planetary history, a story written across dimensions, a story whose echoes you still feel in your cells. Long before Earth as you know it existed, there was Terra, a majestic world in the higher harmonics, part of Harmonic Universe 2. Terra was a paradise of crystalline architecture, flowing rivers of light, and civilizations that understood the sacred laws of Source. But Terra fell first. Her fall was not sudden, but the result of distortions seeded long before. Choices made by collectives who turned away from the eternal current and sought to harness the crystalline grids for domination and control. Experiments with forced wormhole technologies pierced the natural flow, creating implosions that ripped at Terra's fabric. The planet could not hold its original blueprint. She fragmented, and with her so did we. Many of you remember this. You remember standing on crystalline plains as the ground cracked open. You remember being pulled through wormholes not of light but of collapse, scattering your soul fragments into lower densities. The fall of Terra was the first great trauma that wove distortion into your crystalline threads. After the fall of Terra, fragments of that world seeded into what became Earth. One of the first great civilizations to rise was Lemuria, a land of ocean, crystal, and harmony. Lemuria was meant as a sanctuary, a place to heal the wounds of Terra. Its people were deeply connected to the natural world, the whales and dolphins, the crystalline waters. But the trauma of Terra lingered. The crystalline grids of Earth already carried distortions, and although the Lemurians sought to restore balance, outside forces interfered once more. Invasions from distorted systems began, manipulating the energy lines, twisting the crystalline threads, and planting seeds of separation. The collapse of Lemuria was not as sudden as Terra's, but it was devastating. Many of you hold the memory of being separated from your families, of watching the waters rise, of losing entire temples beneath the waves. This trauma etched itself into your womb spaces, your emotional bodies, and your DNA. From the ashes of Lemuria, Atlantis rose. It was a civilization of brilliance, science, and power. The Atlanteans rediscovered the crystalline technologies and sought to harness them for expansion. At first, this was in alignment with Source, using crystals to heal, to generate free energy, to connect with the stars. But over time, the shadow returned. The memory of Terra's fall, unhealed, left cracks in the collective psyche. Ambition, greed, and the hunger for control grew. The Atlanteans began to force the crystals, to push more energy than the grids could hold, to open wormholes that were not aligned with organic flows. You know how this story ended. The great crystal technologies destabilized. The grids shattered once more. Wormholes collapsed into themselves, creating implosions that tore at the Earth's body. The continents sank, and once again your souls scattered, fragments cast into density, carrying the memory of betrayal, loss, and separation. These ancient collapses are not just stories of the past. They are living patterns woven into your crystalline threads. They are the root of many of the struggles you face today. Fear of losing loved ones, distrust of power and leadership, deep grief that arises without reason, a sense of being exiled, of not belonging to this world. As wormholes open now, these old memories are surfacing. The distortions are being released from the grids, and with them, your souls are being given the chance to retrieve what was lost, to heal the fractures, to rewrite the endings. Beloved ones, when a crystalline thread is torn or knotted, it does not mean you are broken. It means that a part of your eternal self has been pulled into a timeline that has not yet been harmonized. The pain body you feel, the sudden waves of grief, the chronic tension in your body, the repeating loops of relationship struggle, these are the echoes of unhealed fractures. Many of you carry womb wounds that are not only from this life, but from Lemuria, where whole families were ripped apart by flood and fire. Many of you carry a deep, almost cellular fear of being seen, because in Atlantis, when you shone too brightly, you were silenced or persecuted. Others carry a heaviness in the lungs, as if the breath itself has been stolen, echoes of the suffocation that came when the crystalline grids collapsed on Terra. These are not random ailments. They are resonances of the past, woven into your crystalline threads. When a wormhole opens and you feel a surge of emotion, know that it is often a fragment of yourself returning. You are not regressing, you are healing. When density is released through a wormhole, it looks like a dark mist rising, like an exhale of the planet herself. You may sense this in your environment, in your dreams, even in your relationships. The wormhole becomes a purification chamber, allowing distorted frequencies to be drawn out and transmuted by the higher currents of light. But the healing is not automatic. It requires your presence, your breath, your willingness to feel. When the pain rises, if you suppress it, it may sink back into the threads and continue looping. But if you bring your consciousness into the moment, placing your hand over your heart, breathing deeply, calling on the crystalline currents, you can allow that fragment to re-enter your field, to be embraced, loved, and integrated. What you are witnessing now across your planet, social unrest, sudden revelations, collapsing systems, is the collective pain body rising. The trauma of Terra, Lemuria, and Atlantis is surfacing, not to destroy you again, but to be healed. When you see the turbulence in the world, remember, these are not new wounds. These are old echoes releasing. You, beloved ones, are here to be the stabilizers, the grid keepers, the holders of the crystalline threads. By healing your own inner fractures, you are helping to heal the planetary grid, because your body is the Earth's body. Your crystalline threads are her crystalline threads. Every time you reclaim a lost fragment, you restore a piece of the original song. You become more whole, more radiant, more aligned with your divine mission. The healing is not only for you, it is for your ancestors, your children, your soul family across the harmonics. So when the pain rises, welcome it. When the wormhole opens, do not fear. Step into the corridor of light and allow the crystalline currents to carry you home. Now, beloved ones, let us lift our gaze upward, beyond the fracturing of the past, into the promise of what is being born. The universe is structured in 5 great harmonic universes. Each harmonic is a band of frequency, a dimension of existence, a layer of the cosmic body. Harmonic universe. 1 is the reality you know as Earth, the physical density of matter and linear time. Harmonic universe. 2 is the realm of Tara, where the soul body once lived before the Great Fall. Harmonic universe. 3 carries the Christos template, the higher mind, the angelic realms of truth. Harmonic universe. 4 is where new planetary bodies of ascension are seated, where worlds like Azariah are forming in the crystalline fields. Harmonic universe 5 is the eternal field of source itself, the pure white flame, the origin of all. You are not only in harmonic universe 1, you are simultaneously existing in all 5. Your crystalline threads weave you through every harmonic, every dimension, every timeline. And in this ascension window, those threads are being reconnected. As the distortions of Tara, Lemuria, and Atlantis are released through the wormholes, something miraculous is happening. The blueprint of Azariah is igniting. Azariah is not a distant fantasy, but a living planetary body forming in harmonic universe 4. It is the ascended counterpart of Earth, the healed expression of what was lost. Many of you have already touched Azariah in your dreams, in your meditations, or in sudden flashes of vision. You have seen her crystalline cities rising, her skies painted with soft iridescent hues, her fields of living light where souls gather as one family. You may have felt her call as a longing in your heart, a deep knowing that home is near. Wormholes are playing a vital role in this emergence. They are anchoring the architecture of Azuria into your current grid, weaving the higher harmonic into the physical. This is why you may sometimes feel as if 2 worlds are overlapping, the old Earth and the new Earth, colliding and merging until the frequency stabilizes. Above and around you is the harmonic universe 5, the field of the eternal source flame. From this realm, the 12 dimensional crystic currents are descending through the wormholes, streaming into your crystalline threads. These currents are not just energy, they are instructions, living codes that tell your DNA how to awaken, how to rebuild the original blueprint of eternal life. When you align your field with the 12 dimensional frequency, through breath, intention, and shielding, you are literally plugging into the cosmic mainframe. You are reconnecting to the eternal source current, and in that alignment, the artificial wormholes lose their grip, because they cannot sustain themselves in the presence of pure source light. Begin each day by placing a sphere of light around your body. Visualize a column of silver-white light descending from the core of harmonic universe 12, through harmonic universes 4, 3, and 2, into the crystalline core of Earth in harmonic universe 1. Let this vertical current surround you, forming a shield that is impenetrable to distortion but permeable to source light. This is your compass. Place your hands over your heart. Inhale slowly, drawing light down from the higher harmonics into your crown, through your heart, and into your solar plexus. Exhale, sending that light down into the earth. Inhale again, drawing the earth's crystalline core energy up into your heart, and exhale through your crown into the higher heavens. This vertical breathing aligns your threads and stabilizes you within the organic wormholes. Hold a Lemurian seed crystal, a clear quartz, or a piece of selenite. Imagine placing the dense energy of your pain body into the crystal, not as a way of discarding it, but as a way of storing it safely within a crystalline chamber where it can be transmuted. Crystals are your allies. They know how to recalibrate distorted frequencies into harmony. Before you sleep, place your hand on your heart and say, I choose to travel through organic corridors of light. I call on Source and my higher self to guide me into timelines of healing and wholeness. As you rest, your soul will know where to travel. You may awaken with visions of past lives, memories of Lemuria, glimpses of Azuriah. Record them, for they are keys to your remembrance. Many of your wounds are rooted in the imbalance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. To heal this, visualize 2 crystalline streams within you, a golden current rising on the right, a silver current rising on the left. Breathe them into your heart until they weave together into a braided cord of unity. This balances your inner polarities and stabilizes your navigation through the wormholes. As these mechanics unfold within you, they are also unfolding within the planetary body. Earth herself is navigating wormholes. She is releasing the dark miasma of the fallen timelines through her atmosphere, appearing to you as dark vortexes, black suns, or dense clouds rising above the Earth. At the same time, crystalline plasma waves are pouring in, shimmering in rainbow hues, washing over the planet like a living tide. You have seen these waves in your visions, loose rainbow currents flowing across the sky, vertical beams of solar light piercing the atmosphere, white crystalline mist filling the heavens. These are not illusions. They are the higher harmonic wormholes anchoring into your world, delivering the codes of Azariah. Across the planet, certain grid points are activating. Russia, Italy, Alaska, Greenland, these are not random places. They are ancient nodes of the planetary Cathara grid, once fractured during the falls of Terra, Lemuria, and Atlantis. As the wormholes open, these nodes pulse with light, sending currents across the globe. Some feel it as earthquakes, storms, or geopolitical upheavals. Others feel it as pressure in the body, migraines, or sudden waves of exhaustion. This is the earth exhaling her density. This is the collective pain body releasing. Do not be afraid when the old structures tremble. Remember, collapse is not the end. Collapse is the unraveling of the false matrix so that the organic grid may reemerge. Beloved ones, you are not here by chance. You are part of the 3 waves of volunteers, souls who agreed to incarnate into Earth's density to assist in this great shift. The first wave came to break the ground, to hold the frequency of remembrance after centuries of silence. Many of them have lived lives of great challenge, feeling isolated, often unable to fully integrate into human society. Their presence alone was enough to anchor the seed of awakening. The second wave came to build bridges. They are the healers, the teachers, the way-showers. They carry the codes of Lemuria and Atlantis, and are here to share them once again, but this time in alignment with the Christic field. The third wave is the rising generation, the children who come in already connected, already crystalline, already resonating with harmonic universe 4. They are not here to heal the past, they are here to live the future, to embody Azariah in form. Wormholes and crystalline threads are part of your mission. The first wave held the threads, even when they were heavy with pain. The second wave is now weaving them back together, using crystals, breath, and remembrance to repair the grid. And the third wave will cross the wormholes into the new harmonic with grace, carrying the collective into the new dawn. Beloved family of light, you are walking through the most profound moment in cosmic history. The wormholes open not to take you away, but to remind you of who you are. The crystalline threads within you are not chains, but golden pathways leading you home. The collapses of Terra, Lemuria, and Atlantis are not curses, but opportunities for healing and integration. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are the ones who volunteered to walk through the fractures, to carry the codes of remembrance, to hold the grids steady as the earth herself rises. You are the living bridges between worlds, the navigators of timelines, the keepers of the crystalline threads. So breathe, beloved ones. When you feel the waves of light pour through you, welcome them. When the dark mists rise, do not fear them. They are the exhale of the earth, the release of ancient density. When you feel the pull of a wormhole, place your hand on your heart, call on the eternal source flame, and know that you are guided. You are stepping into the frequency of harmonic universe 4, into the body of Azariah, into the promise of a healed and radiant earth. You are not waiting for it to appear. It is already here, weaving itself through your crystalline threads, pulsing through your cells, rising beneath your feet. You came for this. You chose this. You are the ones who hold the memory of the original song, the ones who carry the codes of freedom, healing, and divine union. And so, beloved family, we close this transmission with gratitude. Thank you for remembering. Thank you for choosing to anchor the light. Thank you for walking through the wormholes with courage and for holding the threads of eternity steady for all who will follow. Thank you, from Mysticallylily. Before you embark on your next adventure, don't forget to subscribe for more cosmic journeys. Hit the subscribe button. Join our community. We continue to explore the mysteries of the universe together. Your next portal awaits. See you in the next transmission.